Hello. So I've been reading a lot about Colton Bushie's death and the family and the acquittal of Mr. Stanley and all that kind of stuff, and how the family feels like justice hasn't been served. I'm not sure if they will ever feel at peace with it because their son is dead, and I understand that. But I don't really think that they can blame it on the oppression of the courts. I mean, the courts didn't make Colton go there and do whatever happened. The courts were not the one that raised him. And the courts are not the ones who gave him all these wonderful friends who had such wonderful ideas about, you know what about doing these things that apparently happened. And the thing that we need to learn from this situation and from this tragedy is that we have to raise the kids to be, I don't want to say better because that doesn't sound right, but we have to raise our children to be more educated, maybe, to have respect for other people and to know right from wrong. And that starts with the parents, and I'm not blaming his parents for anything. I'm just saying that the root of the problem begins right there by the when a little kid is growing up. I mean, there are bad kids that go off and do things no matter how they are raised, but the point is that we need to raise our children, especially children on the reserve, especially in the Native community, to be respectful of other people, because there is so much disrespect among the youth, and that is something that is taught from the parents. So I'm not saying anything bad about Colton's parents, and I'm just saying that the courts are not responsible for the way things turned out. Did Mr. Stanley have every right to shoot him? I want to say something, but I know that everyone will be mad about it, so I'm not going to say anything about it. And was justice served? You know, Mr. Stanley is now going to have to spend the rest of his life with this over his head. And let's just back it up a couple hours before this happened. Colton and his friends should not have been there. They should not have been there. Did Mr. Stanley have any right to shoot them or shoot him? Was it on purpose? Was it accidental? Nobody really knows, but let's just back it up a couple hours, and they should not have been there. They should not have been there. I don't know. Everyone knows where they probably should have been, which is not on someone else's yard, taking stuff that doesn't belong to them. Either way, it was a big tragedy, and hopefully it can be prevented. Hopefully people learn from this, and when they look at their children and when they're raising their children, they send them out with, please make good choices. I should have said that in the beginning. Make good choices. It's not a joke or a cliche. It's just please make good choices so this doesn't happen again. Pretty Queen Bee. Bye.